Chew on this NFL talk. We review the 2011 season and preview the 2012 season of each division. The Chew on this cast of Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson, and Will Castle. In this episode, we talk about the NFC North. NFC North, as we move along. Packers stay the same. Don't sign Matt Flynn to that franchise tag either.
Don't go changing unless you need a running back or secondary.
I don't think they need a running back. I mean, I think
the one thing I think
running back might stunt Rodgers' game more than help.
If it were any other team with that defense, is Dom Capers in some trouble?
I don't know. I mean, is it a Brian Schottenheimer or a Rob Ryan case to where Dom, if you can get a head job, we'll help you look?
Well, I think his head coaching days are over.
Yeah, well, you would think. I didn't think Shane Gailey was going to get another head coaching job either. So
Shane Gailey never should have gotten the first one.
Let's see when Dave Campo gets back into the head coaching game. Chicago Bears. I think it's absolutely absurd. Jerry Angelo got to boot his GM.
It's not his fault that Cutler and Forte
both got hurt, right? I mean, I'm not a big Mike Martz.
They said Martz isn't staying, right?
No, yeah. I mean, but my point is, I'm not heartbroken. Over that one.
Ever since he left St. Louis, the magic, I think.
Yeah,
gone.
Greatest show in turf.
Yeah. St. Louis has not had a head coach, I think, longer than 5 years since the longest tenured St. Louis coach as of late is Mike Martz. I mean, I think John Robinson had the record before that, and then Mike Martz. I think Bears just need to get healthy and get a receiver, and preferably a veteran.
Yeah.
I think Cutler needs somebody he can trust. What if Cutler to Redskins as a quarterback, if you could get him?
I don't think Shanahan would.
No, they're not buddy-buddy.
Play nice with Cutler.
They're not on the Christmas card list?
No.
No, I didn't know they had it.
But wait a minute, didn't they play? Didn't he play for him when he was in Denver?
Yeah.
They didn't get along?
I thought they didn't.
I thought Shanahan was when they drafted him.
I thought Shanahan loved him.
McDaniel was the one that hated Cutler, but Shanahan, he's the one that drafted him.
Yeah, I thought.
I mean, drafting a player and getting along nicely is different.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Minnesota Vikings.
I think Cutler did a pretty good job. I did not watch it. What now?
Minnesota Vikings. Do they keep Leslie Frazier? I hope so.
I think so.
Do they keep...
I think he would have been gone by now if they were getting rid of him.
Do they keep... you could say that Jim Caldwell would be gone by now, but
they were trying
if
to take the season.
If that came out in the next 2 weeks where Jim Caldwell's fired, I wouldn't be,
Caldwell needs to be fired.
Caldwell only needs to be fired if Peyton Manning's not coming back. Peyton Manning's the head coach of that team. Your head coach should have gone on IR this year.
So the Vikings...
obviously you've got a big hole with Adrian Peterson, who's going to miss probably at least the first
month or so?
I would say he's serving a drug suspension where he's probably only going to miss 4 games. And I think that's what the performance in
What's this last name or Williams?
What's the standard ACL return time?
I think it's 8 months. I thought.
Or maybe longer than that.
So, it's 8. That's still puts him to...
I think if you're an athlete and you tear your ACL, it's better than if you or I tear. Or Scott. It's better than if any of us tear our ACL because their ligaments are already strong. So it's not I think it heals quicker is my point. But then Gerhardt hurt his MCL.
Yeah.
In that last game. I don't know. I would assume it goes A, since it is the first letter of the alphabet, is the worst CL to tear. I don't know about the M or the P.
What? It's anterior, medial, lateral, and
post. It's not posterior.
No.
Post something.
Yeah, I think the P.
Posthumous.
I think the P. Yeah, I mean the anterior one is more vicious. Because I think the medial lateral I think that's the middle one, I believe.
Well, sometimes what will happen is people will tear all 3.
Yeah.
And then you're really looking at rehab.
But
again, I would rather tear my ligaments as a professional athlete than as a Joe fan, as Kyle and I call him, because, again, I think the recovery is going to... Jerry Rice tore his ACL, and he still came back, and I think did okay, even though he wanted to play for Oakland, Denver, and Seattle. But I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings need some work too.
I think defense, big defense.
See, the thing that concerns me about Leslie Frazier is it was one of the games where Shenko. Is it Shenko?
Yeah,
Shenko.
Yes. He made some comment to where it implied that guys quit. And I think when guys quit, I don't care if the coach has been there 1 year or 40. Got to go. You can't, And granted, it could be, we just, like Clemson. I mean, Clemson obviously quit the other night. And if West Virginia really wanted to, they could have probably gotten 100.
Did they just score?
Yes, they did. Thank you, Geno Smith from 6 yards out. But I think if you quit one game, I don't know if you can get labeled as we quit on him or we just quit in this game. But I hope Leslie Frazier comes back. Ponder, I think.
I think Ponder did pretty decent.
I know. I'm saying I don't think the Vikings should go out and draft a quarterback at 3.
No.
I think that because then basically you're saying Ponder was a mistake.
Yeah.
Detroit. Tell Dominic Sue to clean it up, for one, because he does not help you when he's suspended.
Knucklehead.
I don't know what they're going to be picking, obviously, in the 20s, which is unheard of for them. They probably won't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
Can't take a white out.
If the draft was 15 minutes before, do you remember when it was 15 minutes in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Oh, wow, you even remember it. Then it really wasn't that long
It was
ago.
like 2 seasons ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, wow. I think it would have been longer.
Well, when they made the first round on prime time for that one, that's when they moved to
Yeah.
Last year was the first year where they'd done that,
No,
right?
second
2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, anyway, if you used to pick in the 20s, you could go play a round of golf, probably, and then get your, dominoes 30 minutes or less, and then it might be you were 2 picks away.
Yeah.
But now you actually have to sit in the war room
Yeah.
for the first round. With that being said, Detroit is not going to know what to do with themselves. I would say probably
Defense.
Well, or to me, if you don't know what to do with that pick, draft line. Can you really ever have enough offensive linemen? I don't think the offensive line class is weak this year. I don't know how strong it is, but